how-to video, we are going to be looking at assigning students our nearpod link in order to complete these remote learning lessons. When you first click on a link within our digital classroom, it takes you to this page. This is the page that is asking if you would like to add the lesson into your nearpod library. This is similar to when you make a copy on Google platforms, where it creates a copy for you to personally use and edit or share out how you prefer. In order to gain access to these remote learning lessons, you will need to add each lesson to your personal nearpod library. This will allow you to edit if needed, to make it more applicable for your needs, as well as assign the lesson to your students and take advantage of the reporting options. So to start, you will first click on the blue Add to My Library button. This will add this lesson into your personal nearpod library. Once you click on that blue button, it will take you to your library and you will see that the lesson has been added in. The grade 2, lesson 2, light and shadow lesson is now a part of my library. Now from here, I have a few different options. I can either choose to edit the lesson to make it more applicable for my needs. I can choose to preview the lesson to see and hear what is included, or I can choose to assign the lesson to my students. When I choose to assign the lesson to my students, I have 3 choices. I can either launch a live participation lesson with a Zoom link built in, or I can choose to launch a live participation lesson without a Zoom link. Both of these options allow students to participate with the nearpod during live instruction. The self-paced assign option is for asynchronous instruction. The lessons that we have created for this distance learning is for asynchronous instruction, as we have provided voiceover instruction and directions for each activity. To assign this student self-paced, I will click on the self-paced button. It then pops up with this screen. On this screen, I have 2 options that I can edit, as well as options for how I want to assign my lesson. The first option you will want to take a look at is the Require Student Submissions. Currently, this option is toggled off. If you want to require your students to participate within the activity and complete each engagement piece along the way, you will want to make sure that this is toggled on. The second option I can edit is editing how long this link is valid for. I can make the link valid for 29 days or longer. I can also shorten it. Once I have set these 2 settings, I am ready to assign this lesson to my students. With this, I have a few different possibilities. I can choose to share out the code for students to enter into at the website join.nearpod.com or in the app. The code for this lesson is in bold, EYUKS. If I do not want my students to type in the code, I can choose to click down here on the link button. This will provide me with a link that I can assign to students or share to students that they would then click on to join the lesson. However, I can also directly embed this lesson or assign this lesson into my Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams. To do that, I would click on the Google Classroom button. Once you click on the Google Classroom button, this pop-up will appear. It asks which class you would like to share the lesson to. You will select the class that you would like to share it to, and then you will choose which action, whether or not you want to create an assignment, ask a question, make an announcement, or create material. By creating an assignment, students will be required to click on the link and also click submit when they are done in order to alert you that they have completed that day's activity. If you make an announcement, it will appear on the home page of your Google Classroom. And if you create material, it'll appear under the classwork section of your classroom. I am going to create material because in this example, I am not going to use the completion of this assignment as a grade. I am instead going to use the reporting features available to me on Nearpod to grade students. So I will choose to create material and then click go. It will then prompt you to enter in the title and the description of what students need to do. I am going to title this Sam Labs Lesson 2 with the direction for students to launch the Nearpod below, listen to the science instruction, complete each activity, and follow along to build the code. Last but not least, I'm going to remind my students to have fun. You can choose to assign it to all students or particular students. And if you have specific topics within your classroom that you would like for this to appear under, you can also select the topic. From there, I'm going to click Post. And it has posted to my classroom. From here, I can view my posted material. And you will see that Jennifer Byram has posted new material, and it is going to be located under classwork at the top. Students here can click on Sam Labs Lesson 2, and they can then click on the link for Nearpod. The same feature is available for Microsoft Teams as well. You can automatically embed your Nearpod into Microsoft Teams in a similar way as Google Classroom. Last but not least, if you use Remind to communicate with parents, you are able to upload this Nearpod into Remind for parents to see what students are working on as well.